Welcome back students. In the previous lecture we have started with the magnetostatics and we have gone through the Biot-Savart law. We try to understand the line current density, surface current density, its equation, how it is different for line current and surface, then how the direction of the current leaving the surface, how the direction of the current going inside of the surface or H bar is denoted, the notations we have understood, and finally we have understood this line current density, ideal, KDS and JDV, where I, K and J are current densities respectively. Line current density, surface current density and volume current density, its unit we have already gone through, and now it's a time to discuss certain thing. Let's say now we have a current carrying conductor kept in a space or in the coordinate system where this I indicates direction of the current. We'll take a differential. If you are not able to see, I will just draw it here. So if we'll take this differential length of this current carrying conductor, and I want to calculate dH bar at this particular point P. We'll integrate it within the limits, don't worry about that. What we are going to do, first of all, we will take a differential length dl, then we will integrate it within the limits of this line charge and we'll find the H bar finally. So right now try to first of all look at this particular diagram and see how we are going to calculate dH bar. So consider this is a current carrying conductor which is carrying a current I. We have taken a differential length along this conductor dl and we want to calculate dH bar at this particular point P. Why dH bar? Because it's a differential length. So definitely due to differential length there will be differential magnetic field intensity that we need to calculate, and then we will integrate it within the limits to calculate total magnetic field intensity flowing through this particular point. So consider a straight current carrying filamentary conductor of finite length AB as shown in figure. So this is the length A to B. Assume conductor along Z axis. So this conductor is oriented along Z axis, okay, with the upper and lower ends respectively subtending angle of alpha 2 and alpha 1 at the point P, the point at which H bar is to be determined. So this is the point P where H bar is to be determined, and lower end of this current carrying conductor is making an angle alpha 1. Remember one thing, this is very important to solve the numericals. Whenever we have a current carrying conductor, something like that, the current is starting from this point, it is going to terminate at this particular point since it is the length of the conductor. So the point where the current is entering or current is going to start, so alpha 1 is the angle made by this particular current carrying conductor with the point P, that is a point of interest. So alpha 1 is the outer angle. Alpha 1 is not this angle I am talking about. Alpha 1 is not this angle. Alpha 1 is the outer angle, which is the angle made by lower end of this current carrying conductor with the point of interest P where H bar is to be calculated, and alpha 2 is the inner angle, is the angle made by the end point of this conductor with the point P where we are supposed to calculate H bar. So alpha 1, alpha 2 is noted, first class. Then the next thing is, this is the angle alpha between this elementary length of this conductor dl with the point of interest. So alpha is the angle made by its differential length element, alpha 2 is the angle made by the end point of this current carrying conductor, and alpha 1 is the outer angle made by this first point or initial point of the current carrying conductor with the point of interest, and we are supposed to calculate dH bar at this particular point. Once we understand that, let's go to the derivation. I hope you understood this, and see, this is a length Z from the point dl, which is the differential length we need to calculate. So Z is the distance from origin of that particular point. Let's go back to the next thing. What is dH bar? We already know. dH bar is denoted as I dl bar cross, will denote this dl bar because length is a vector quantity. I dl bar cross r bar divided by 4 pi r cube. Let's call this as equation number 1. Okay, but dl equal to z. Why dl is equal to dz? Since this line current distribution is along z axis, so dl is along dz. dl is along z axis, so I can replace this L as z. If I have this current carrying element along x axis, I can take dl equal to dx. If it is along y axis, I can take dl equal to dy, but right now it is along dz, so that's why dl equal to dz. Perfectly okay. And r bar is equal to, now let's calculate this. Now this is very important. Let's say this is a point. So as this particular current carrying conductor is having a symmetry of cylinder, I can consider the coordinates of point P as rho, comma, phi, comma, 0. Why rho, comma, phi, comma, 0? Since this is the point at the plane at the plane of rho phi plane. So it is having certain rho axis, it is having phi, and it is having 0. Now as we did in the line charge distribution, see, line charge looks same even if I start traveling along this periphery of this cylinder, and it line charge looks same. So that means dh bar is not going to vary along phi. We can assume the coordinates of point P as rho, 0, 0. Why we are assuming this rho, 0, 0? Since line charge looks same from all direction. If I just travel around in the phi direction, you know phi is the azimuthal angle, and if I start traveling in the azimuth along this line charge, I will definitely get rho, 0, 0, as magnetic field intensity is not going to vary along phi. If that is the case, I can take the coordinates as rho, 0, 0, and for this dl bar, can anyone tell me the coordinates for this particular point? So coordinates of this particular, this is a point on z axis, so it will have x coordinate 0, it will have y coordinate 0, and it will have z coordinate as z, since this is z is the distance of this particular point from P. Now if I want to calculate this AR gap, can anyone tell me this AR bar? So it is destination minus source, so rho minus 0, since we have considered a cylindrical coordinate system, so it will be rho minus 0 AZ bar, 0 minus 0 A phi bar, and 0 minus z AZ bar. I will repeat this thing once again. See, the coordinates of this point P we have taken as rho phi 0, since it is in the rho phi plane, it is having z axis as 0. But since this line charge looks same in all phi direction, we can neglect that phi component, we can take it as 0. So coordinates of this point P are rho, 0, 0, and coordinates of this point DL are 0, 0, z. If that is so, can we write this R bar equation? R bar equation can be written as rho minus 0 aero bar, 0 minus 0 A phi bar, and 0 minus z AZ bar. So we'll try to write it down here. So now the coordinates are clear, rho, 0, 0, and 0, 0, z. If R bar need to be calculated, I have a source point, I have a destination point. So the coordinates of destination minus source, I will get rho aero bar minus z AZ bar. So let's write it down here and let's find this value of R bar. So dl equal to dz, will write an R bar as rho aero bar minus z AZ bar. So dl bar cross AR bar. Now see, listen to me carefully now. dl bar cross R bar, I need to calculate. So dl bar is already dz AZ bar. I can write this dl bar as dz AZ bar. Okay. So I want to take a cross product. You already know the cross product between similar entity is going to yield a 0. So AZ bar, let's calculate AZ bar cross aero bar. Let's draw this diagram once again. So it is rho, it is phi, sorry, in this direction clockwise, it is phi, in the clockwise direction it is z. I have AZ bar cross aero bar, AZ bar cross aero bar, that will yield me A phi bar, and AZ bar cross AZ bar will be 0 definitely. So dl bar cross R bar will going to yield me rho dz, this is a multiplication, rho multiplied by dz, rho dz, and AZ bar cross aero bar is A phi bar. So dl bar cross R bar I have calculated as I rho dz A phi bar. So I can put it in the h. Why? Because this is a differential dh. If I want to calculate h bar, I need to integrate it within a limit. So h bar as integration of dh bar, let's try to calculate. So h bar is equal to I rho dz. How I have got this I is as it is, and dl bar cross R bar I have calculated as rho dz A phi bar. So it is rho dz 4 pi. And what is R distance? We can calculate. If R bar is rho aero bar minus z AZ bar, can I calculate R? R will be definitely equal to under root of rho square plus z square. So if that is so, rho square plus z square raised to 3 by 2. How 3 by 2 I have got? Because this is cube. So square root and cube. So it is rho square plus z square raised to 3 by 2 into A phi bar. So let's put certain values here. If I put z equal to rho cot alpha, so there are this integration we need to solve by the substitution method, and rho equal to cot alpha I will put. So dz equal to minus rho cot alpha, the derivative of cot alpha is cosec square alpha d alpha, cot alpha derivative is minus, so it is minus rho cosec square alpha d alpha. The limits of alpha you already know, it is between alpha 1 to alpha 2. Let's put it here. So h is equal to minus 1 upon 4 pi. We can take it outside sign of this integration. What are the other thing we can take? Even we can take this I also. So this is I, this is not 1. So this is I upon 4 pi alpha 1 to alpha 2 rho square cosec square alpha. And if I put it here, see, I need to put rho equal to cot alpha, so it is z equal to cot alpha, rho cot alpha. So rho square plus rho square cot square alpha raised to 3 by 2. We can take that rho square raised to 3 by 2. It will come rho cube, and 1 plus cot square alpha is what? Cosec square alpha. So rho square cosec square alpha divided by rho cube cosec cube alpha d alpha. So you just try to put, because you are already familiar with these things, and try to calculate this integration with a sharp mind, and just steadily. You get rho square get cancelled with this rho cube. I will get I upon, so this is I once again. I will just correct it in the notes also. Try to understand this. So minus I upon 4 pi. This rho get cancelled with this, and those rho v is a constant which will come outside the sign of integration. Minus I upon 4 pi rho a phi bar into sin alpha. Integration running from alpha 1 to alpha 2. So I can put sin alpha integration as cos alpha. You know what is the integration of sin alpha? It is minus cos alpha, but because of this minus minus it will become plus cos alpha. So I upon 4 pi rho, I came to the conclusion cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 a phi bar, where alpha 2 and alpha 1 you already know these are the angles made by the start point and end point of the current carrying conductor with the point of interest P. And finally I got h bar as I upon 4 pi rho cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 a phi bar. This is very important derivation, very important result that we need to understand while solving certain numericals of Biot-Savart law. So it is only applicable if this is a case of current carrying conductor. So there are certain special cases also that we will see in the next lecture, and we'll try to understand how to calculate this a phi bar also. So till then, that's it from my side. Thank you very much and happy learning.